Welcome to this look at some surprise new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't expecting this. Surprise Saturday mods. This is the Landstal Machines Pack by JMZ and Landstal. 68.66 megabytes download the pack. There are 10 machines, 10 mods in this pack. Landstal are a Polish agricultural machinery company, fairly young with regard to producing agricultural machinery. But yeah, as far as I can tell, a fairly young, fairly new company. So we'll crack straight on. There's no updates because that was all that dropped today. We've got the WNS 300 in front of us. This is 3 slots, 3 meters. This is a mulcher. Actually, I'll read it all out. We'll look at it all in the mods hub, in the store menu, and then we'll utilise every bit of equipment. That makes more sense. So the WNS 300 mulcher. We've got the AUC Cultivo, which is a cultivator. That's 9 slots, 4 meters wide. We've got a disc harrow, an ATS Plus, which is 8 slots, 3 meters wide. We've got 2 subsoilers, the GSC 300 Plus, 7 slots, 3 meters wide. The Terra Deep XL 300 Plus, 5 slots, 3 meters wide. We've got under rollers the WPS 630, 6 slots, 6.3 meters wide. The WPS 1230 Pro, 4 slots, 12.3 meters. And under weeders, we've got the Plant Care 600, 6 slots, 6 meters. The Profi 750, 7 slots, 7.5 meters. Then we have got a seed attachment, the Vino, which goes on the Profi 750 weeder. That's 2 slots. It's got 350 litre capacity and it is under seeders. So we'll have a look at all of that. If we go into here, and I'll do it. I just did it in the order it was here in the store menu, rather than the order it is on the mods hub. It just made more sense. So under mulchers, that's the first one we said, the WNS 300, 5,500 to buy. Slot count comes down to 1, 60 horsepower required. It'll run at 12 miles an hour. We've got additional loads, so a couple of extra weights, 200 kilos or off. We've got beam with reflectors. Those are the options on that one. We come out of there and we go to, it wasn't under ploughs, under cultivators. Just there, we've got the Landstal AUC Cultivo, 14,900. Slot count comes down to 1, 140 horsepower required. 4 meters wide, as I already said. We've got the option of Trelleborg, BKT and Mitas. Mitas is just like that. Under Trelleborg, we've got those two. And then under BKT, we've got standard 2 and standard 3, and then back again. We've got beam with reflectors. That's at the front there. Yes or no. We've got lighting, which is on the back. Yes or no. We've got a trawl there, which I think is supposed to flatten. Is it flatten stubble, push stuff like down? I think so. Then track eradicators, yes or no. I put those on as well. And then we've got a license split option on there too. And then we've got under disc harrows the ATS Plus. That is 11,900. Slot count comes down to 100 horsepower required. And we've got the option of it standard, sorry, with side covers or not. So it comes standard with side covers or not. No price difference. That does have a rear 3-point link on that. That is 3 meters wide. So if you were going to run this disc harrow, and then you could attach a 3 meter seeder behind it as well if you wanted to. So you could run this and seed at the same time. That, of course, would be your choice. We then go from there to subsoilers. So the GSC 300 Plus, 13,500. Slot count comes down to 1, 180 horsepower required. Options on this is just lighting, yes or no. Then the Terra Deep XL 300 Plus, 15,100. 250 horsepower required. Again, slot count comes down to 1. On this one, we've got the option of side covers. We've got additional side rollers. That puts those, you see them on the back there, they'll fold out. Or both. So you can have the side covers and rollers if you want. Those are the options on that. And then we come down from there to where are we next? Oh, under the seeders is where you'll find the Vino. So this is the attachment there. 4,150, 350 litre tank. Slot count comes down to 1, and that will do grass, oilseed, radish and canola. So you can use those as cover crops. No options available, you get it just like that. This one's okay for attaching. It's a bit of a nightmare for detaching. Well, I'll show you that. Then we come from there to rollers. There we go, just there. The WPS 630. Slot count comes down to 100 horsepower required, 6.3 metres. The WPS 1230 Pro, 28,100. 150 horsepower required, slot count comes down to 1. Options on this, or the, should I say. We've got Trelleborg BKT Mitas. I think it's the same options as the previous one with wheels. The BKT has 3. I think this one actually might have 4 options. There you go. 4 options. Lighting, yes or no. Boxes for stones, yes or no. The trawl on the front, and then license plate. And then I think it's the same. Oh, this one doesn't have the option for boxes or the trawl. But we have got Trelleborg BKT Mitas. And again, same options for tyre choice, including the 4th one on there. Lighting, yes or no. License plate on there. And then we come down. Is it down or across? I've lost it. Across. Weeders. So just there, the Plant Care 600, 8,750, 90 horsepower required to pull it. Slot count comes down to 1. No options. Get it just like that. And then this one, which is tines rather than rotary. The Profi 750, 15,200. Slot count comes down to 1, 130 horsepower required. Configuration, we've got standard or mulcher. I went for the mulcher version because I want to see how that operates. Lighting, yes or no, puts lighting on the back. Then attachers. So you've got no if you just want to run it as it is, as a weeder or mulcher in this configuration. If you put attacher on, yes, it puts the catch crop drill, which was the Vino we've already got. It puts the brackets on there to put that on. So it's up to you whether you want to run that or not. That's all the equipment. So let's start off then with the WNS 300. This is a mulcher. As far as I can tell, there's no option to turn it on. We just lower it. And there we go. It mulches. Got a bit of extra weight on there. This tractor, I think, the 3 point's quite high on this. There's no option once it's there to adjust it up or down. So you just get it as it is. But it's doing the job. It's mulching. 12, 13 miles an hour. Not bad at all, the WNS 300. Disconnect that. Then we've got next the AUC Cultivo, the 4 metre wide cultivator. We'll unfold it. Now this has some other options on this. Right stick up and down. So you see there the cultivator sections. We can raise them. So we can go for a more realistic. It doesn't make any difference in game, but it just adds that realism. What you'd have on the usual, and you can see the bar there rotating to get that adjustment. And then I think, what was the other one? Oh yeah, that's at the front. You can adjust those as well, like that. So what we'll do now is lower it down. So that's curious. Do I need to not adjust that? Maybe adjust that. That sits at a very strange angle. So as you can see, it's not actually doing anything there because, as far as I can tell, we're about to find out, it's a shallow cultivator. So it's not, it won't bring up stones, but we are getting a shallow cultivated look on this one. So it's usually, I'll say it's usually, that's a general, just a general term. We have got the lighting. Have we got lighting on there? Indicators on the back there. You can just say it's moving. They're really well made, actually. I have to say they're. The detail on most of the mods these days, it's exactly the same. So there you go. That's the AUC Cultivo. Let's back out of the way with this one. Fold that back up. I love the laser etched Landstal in the main frame on that through there. That's very cool. Laser cut, laser etched. Which brings me on to then the... Oh, am I on the right one? Yes, the ATS Plus. The disc harrow. That was the cultivator. This is the disc harrow that has the 3-point bit on the back if you want to run a seeder. Attach that. So, unfold it. Does that. Do we have any options? I suppose it depends what options you go for in the menu. With what we've got, I think... Yeah, I think that's it. Let's drop that down. This should be a shallow cultivator as well. As you can see, it's not turning the dirt over. Let's go over. Yep. Now, if you have already cultivated, or you've already mulched, or you're on a bit of land that's already been prepared like this, it should look like, whoa. So it prepares a really nice smooth seedbed. You see the difference between rolled and this. Superb. Superb. 11 miles an hour. Nice bit of dust come up there. Animation of all the dirt being moved. That's the ATS Plus. We then move from that to the subsoilers. This should, well, I say it should be a little bit different. Again, subsoilers can often give you a ploughed state, but a shallow cultivated look. Sometimes you get ploughed state and ploughed look. It all depends how it's been set up. So this is the GSC 300 Plus. I should say that when we back up to it. Yep. 3-point link mounted. It hasn't got wheels, but we do have the option to adjust that rear section up and down. And see the wheels at the front, which again would be your guide wheels for the level or the depth that that subsoiler would go into the ground. We'll raise it all up like that. Drop it down. There you go. So, ploughed state with a cultivated look rather than a shallow cultivated look. If we go over to a section that brings up stones, it should bring up stones. There we go. There you look at that. So as each of the chisels, knives, if it hits something solid, that spring allows it to bounce back a little bit so it doesn't break anything. Sometimes I have shear bolts. This one's got springs, and that's where you have got, like, let's say, those options to adjust this. Notice how that adjusts that right out. That's pretty cool, that, isn't it? If I run that right up like that, yeah, it's still going to bring up stones, but yeah, you can just adjust it to your heart's content. The GCS 300 Plus. Let's go over and get the Terra D XL. They're both 3 meters wide, just slightly different design. And you'll see what this one looks like. Drop that off. Has even got the Landstal logo, I think, on a couple of these. Did that one have it? Just trying to see. On the back section there, was it laser cut? Yeah, look. That section there. I'll zoom in on that. If I remember it when I'm editing, I probably won't. But if I do, that's nice. Right. Again, 3-point mounted. Unfolding done like that. I've gone for the light package on that one, so as you can see, indicates on there. It's a very modern look. These are very cool. So, do we have any options on these? Yep, can raise low that rear section. Any others? I think just that. Drop it down. So again, it's interesting the way that's moving around on the back of there. There's no option to adjust those at all. could be the tractor it's on. But the same thing you notice every now and again. Those chisels, knives. They're like the little nodding donkeys on the old oil fields, but the Terra Deep XL300. Very nice. Then we are going to move on to the rollers, I think. I'll do the weeders last because the weeder has got the seeder attachment. I don't have weeds on my test map. I never run weeds on my test map. So I'll show you it operating, but it won't be pulling any weeds. Next then, we have got this. This is the WPS 630 roller, 6.3 meters wide, and I went for those front. I can't remember what they were called now. Mine's gone blank. No, it's gone. It wasn't the track eradicators, was it? It was. It had another name. It's okay. You can always whiz back and have a look in the store menu. Unfolding. Let's lower the whole thing down. There you go. And we should have at the front there. There you go. So we're going to adjust those up and down. I think that was it. Yep. Goes into the ground. Can do. It does the job you would not. Oh, I like the sound effect on that. That's the WPS 630. Little cradles there that goes into. Disconnect that and we'll go and get the WPS 1230, which is just here. I don't know if it will let me roll these stones back in, but we can certainly give it a go. I didn't go for any of the attachments on this one. No rear mudguards, no lights, nothing like that. I just went standard. Lower the whole thing down. Let's go. Oh, that's pretty good. Stones are going back in. Nine miles now again. Nice animation, bit of dust coming up, nice sound effects. The WPS 1230 Pro. We'll fold that. So we'll move over to the weeders last, and then we'll do the seeder as the final one. So we'll start with this one then, the Plant Care 600, 6 metre wide, rotary weeder, mechanical, not PTO driven or anything like that. Looks like a menacing piece of kit. Like I said, I haven't got any weeds, but we can see it unfold, we can see the animation. I've gone for the lighting package on that as well. What should happen? This has been done already, but... and that will pull all the weeds out, if you have got weeds. Definitely a lighter, is that the word? A lighter sound to it. So, that's the Plant Care 600. And then finally, in the pack, we've got the Profi 750, and then we've got the Vino seed attachment. So, as I was saying, putting this on, you can't lift it, 350 litres of seed in there, but if I back this up, the only way I could get this to come up was actually to lower it. So if I lower the weeder now, not unfold it, just lower it, and back that in the gap, it should give me the option to attach it. There we go. There you go. Puts all the pipes and stuff on. So if you're going to run it as a cover crop, you can. I went for the attachment on the front, which made it a mulcher, so we should say that mulching now, in theory. If I raise that up, again, there we go. Unfold it. So with those mulching attachments, I want to see if it will actually mulch. I guess it will. There we go. It's interesting, I've never really noticed before. I always thought you'd get the mulching look was like this, then over time it went a little bit darker. That being said, when I used the first mulcher, it gave us the light look. I suppose it's the difference in cultivating and mulching, isn't it? Yes. If you use a mulcher and you mulch, you get this light look to it. If you use a shallow cultivator, it gives you this look, which is almost the same. I mean, almost the same, but you know, that shallow cultivation, that's mulching. Again, if you're new to the game. So that is the weeder, but with the mulching attachment. That's pretty cool. So what I'll do now, as I'm mulching the ground from the previous crop, I can cover crop this at the same time. I've got it set on canola. So if we do that and turn it on, what should happen now is, as we are mulching, we're also putting a cover crop back in this case canola, whether it's grass or whether it's oilseed radish. If you want to grow the canola and harvest it, you could if you wanted to, but as a cover crop. But if you don't want any of that stuff, you can just run it as a weeder. Let's turn that off and lift that. Lift. Let's get to the right one. Pressing triangle, lift that up. So we do have the option to adjust the tines on this. See that one? There we go. So you can adjust the tines up or down. Again, depending on the level of immersion you want to do, it's entirely up to you. But that's the Profi 750 with the Vino seed attachment on the top. So what I will do is fold this up and I'll show you what I meant, because when it comes to removing that, if you just want to run it as a weeder and not have the seeding attachment on there, if I detach it now, it just kind of drops it onto the frame. I thought what I'll do, if I back up a little bit, but as soon as I started to back up it slid forward. I can't really, if I detach this whole thing now, will it fall forward off the, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not the prettiest of not the prettiest of ways of getting it off the back of there, but I suppose if you do it that way, and if I just push this to the side, yeah, we can then get to that and leave that to one side if you want to do that. Like so. That's the best way I could find of doing it anyway. It's not perfect. I mean, the method, not the kit. The kit's fine, it's the method that's not. So, that's the Landstal pack by JMZ and Landstal. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thanks for watching.